Amanda. I'm coming back to you with a 30 inks recap because I kind of was interrupted a little bit yesterday when I did my original video. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to fill in a pen friend name. So let's go ahead and fill that in real fast. I know, Purple, that's so bad of me. Yeah, so I showed you this yesterday and I think it's really pretty. I just love how it turned out. Hi, Miss Pearl. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to go through. You guys didn't really see, unless you follow me on Instagram, you didn't really see my Hobonichi. So I kind of wanted to flip through that and then flip through the quote book again one more time. And just kind of revisit everything with a little more depth than I was able to give it yesterday. So first of all, I love like how purple like the last few days were. It's like the opposite of April, which was like all oranges. It wasn't really all orange, but that's just all that I see. But yeah, it was great. But yeah, so I just think that this month turned out beautifully, and I love how each ink like looked great next to the one that like came before it. And even when it was like a different color, like it was nice. So yeah, so thank you again guys so much. I haven't answered comments yet, but I've seen a couple and somebody asked what I would do with the samples that I have, and I'll still use them. I'm not gonna like hold them off. I think for each June, because I've designated this Pen Friend Appreciation Month for myself, I think I'm going to keep that up. So next June I'll do Pen Friend Appreciation Month again, but I'm not going to hold the samples for a whole year. I'm going to use them and whatever I have available. Like obviously I could do Pen Friend Appreciation Month like every month for a couple more months at least. Maybe more than that. If you guys keep it up, I could do Pen Friend Appreciation Month all year round. But yeah, so I will use the samples. I'll use the samples that I have left over. I'll use the samples that, you know, these that I have left over from this because you guys are so generous. There's only like a couple that I actually used the whole sample of, and I think that's just because they were smaller-ish samples. Well, one was the Golden Sands, and that was the one that I like filled pens with, and I wasted some of it just like refilling pens, but and then I think it was one of the, was it this one, or it was one of the, actually maybe, no, I think it was this one that I used almost all of it up. This one was pretty close, but I have enough to work with, and I think this was one that was, because I filled this in the TWSBI. Yeah, but I have plenty left over to use more of these, and then I obviously have the bin of samples to use, so you'll see them going forward. It's just not going to be the focus of the month, but excuse me, I just woke up and like have allergies, so if I sniffle a little bit, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I just think the month turned out really beautifully. You guys are awesome and generous, and I can't thank you enough. So let's go to where we start with June. So we had this really pretty gray. It's kind of a purpley, pinky gray. It's Pen BBS 346 Misty Mountain from Ms. Turtle. This is one that I really like. I have a ton of gray, so I don't need more of it, but it was really nice to work with, and I loved having it. I had it in my TWSBI Rose Gold. It's still in my TWSBI Rose Gold because I think there's only one or two pens that I actually like finished the fill on and cleaned them out. So like the Go, and that has the shimmer ink still in it, but I had one of Cassandra's Noodlers inks in it before, and then like another one, I think it was one that I didn't get a good fill on, but I finished that up. So yeah, and then this is from Creepy Nibs, Pen BBS number 129. This, even though it's so light, I loved it. Like it's beautiful. I can zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. And what I did on these pages is I would go to brainyquote.com, and they usually have like 5 or 6 quotes of the day, and I would go through and pick my favorite quote, or sometimes favorite quotes. And then also Rock Your Handwriting is a monthly challenge, and that's usually what I use this notebook for, aside from 30 inks 30 days. So I would do the prompts. There were a few days that I didn't like the prompts. I don't like doing drills, even though technically it's a improve your handwriting challenge. I just do it for using my pens. but there were a few days that I didn't like it, so I just did extra quotes. Or Ink Journal has a newsletter that you can sign up for called Inky Prompts, and they would do a prompt a day, and you get it in your email. And a couple of days I did that because I liked that better than the quotes or the rock your handwriting prompt. So that's what I did. So that's these 2 days. And then we have Lavender Pinkly from our anonymous benefactor. I love this pink. Like, I just love bright, hot pinks, and this was super fun to work with. And I love how it looks next to this, like, dusty Colorverse Rainy Day that we have from Casey. Like, it's just pretty. It's just pretty. This is one of my favorites from the whole month, I think. I had a lot of favorites because you guys are like sent me inks that like are colors that I love, so I have a lot of favorites. So I didn't mark them because it would be like favorite. And I have Birmingham Pens Gunpowder Tea. This is like probably like one of the top favorites. So we're just gonna put a star on that one, because if that ever comes available in a bottle, I'm totally getting it, because it's amazing. And then another Birmingham Pen Company Key Refinery Petroleum, which is another lovely one. This was in my Twisby Prussian Blue that I got. So, and I love how these two look together as well. I know I don't like drills, but this was a fun one. And then we have Noodlers USS Texas from Penfriend Cassandra. And I thought that's really pretty. It's kind of a darker version of this, the one before it. I can't really tell, but they're pretty close. And I think the nibs, if I had them in similar nibs, it would have been a little closer. And then we have this deep magenta, Diamond Deep Magenta from Penfriend Maryland, which is gorgeous. I loved using this pen too, this Wing Sung Fine. It's like, so those fine nibs work great in this grid paper, and I don't feel like I'm like trying to squinch my handwriting. That's one thing I like. I know that I typically like medium nibs and broad nibs, and I'm learning to enjoy stubs, but when I get a good fine nib, I like using it, especially my journal, which has like really small grid like this, maybe even a little smaller. Because I tend to write, like, the bigger the nib, the bigger my handwriting gets. I mean, that's obvious, but like I actually write bigger, not just because of the nib size. So I like trying to make my handwriting a little smaller with these fine nibs. And that Wing Sung 601 is actually like a really good one. And then Noodlers Lorraine Mauve, which was a beautiful ink. And I was told that this is actually like super waterproof, and you can use it to address envelopes and things and packages and stuff. So I haven't tried that, but it could be fun to test out and play with. That's from Sarah. And then another one from Creepy Nibs, this Raspberry Milkshake. I love this one. The prompt was a bigger prompt, and I ended up having to, partially because of the nib, where'd it go? I had to write a bigger story. I'll leave that sit here so you can read it, or you can pause it and read it if you want. It's just a story about our like favorite day, like weather, the most beautiful day, the most beautiful sky you've ever seen. But I liked these quotes too. So anyway, so this was also a favorite. I don't know that I would get a bottle of it because I have two generous samples. I have the one from Creepy Nibs, and then Ms. Turtle also sent me one. But yeah, that was also one of my favorites. And then Lavender Cocoa, which is a beautiful brown. This is from our anonymous benefactor. And then this was a double pen friend day because I used my Friendo pen and also Piano Mahogany ink. I did want to compare this, and I remembered which ink I wanted to compare this to, but I don't have my rings sitting right here to do it, so I'll do that in another video when I'm going through my inks. But I love that we have like a orangey reddish brown and then like a purpley brown right next to each other. So pretty. And I have a bottle of this, so I don't need that. I don't need to get a bottle of that. Well, I don't need to get a bottle of any of these. And then we have Omos Blue, which I was also told might be Omos Violet. but it was sent to me as almost blue, and it looks blue. It looks purple in the ink, but when you write it and it dries, it looks more blue. So I'm calling it almost blue because that's how it was sent to me. And then that was from our anonymous benefactor. And then this Pilot Roshizuku, this 100th anniversary red, was really pretty to work with. I had that in my, oh, I have it right here, my TWSBI Yellow Eco. And I love this combination. It was a great writer, and I still have, I mean, obviously ink in it. And then Robert Oster, Morning Mist. The shading on this one was so great. And this one I don't think that I used any of the prompts. I just I've been listening to this song for like on repeat forever. So I just had that song stuck in my head and decided to write the lyrics. I love writing lyrics. One of the things that I've always done since I was like a teenager is write lyrics down. Like when I got a new CD, because I'm old enough that CDs were a thing, or a cassette tape, and it didn't have liner notes, I would sit there and like write the song lyrics out myself. And then I would like also like type them out on the computer. I had like files and files and files of just song lyrics. Not my own song lyrics, obviously all my favorite bands and stuff, but yeah, like I don't listen to music as like religiously as I did when I was a teenager, but music has always been like a big thing for me. I used to go see local bands, and I used to photograph them, and it's just, music's always been a thing, even though it's been a thing that I haven't, like, up until recently when I've been stuck working from home, like, delved into as much as I used to, but, and then this is also a super favorite. I loved this. This is, like, another one of those that I have no business liking, but, this Elixir Inks, I love the shading. I love the shading and how it looks. Like, it's just, ugh, I love it so much. Yeah, I know Pearl. And then, I don't have the pen right here that I had it in. I actually had, oh, I do have it. I had this in my work bag in a couple of days. There's like one day where I forgot to take my pen of the day, and this was in my work bag, and instead of using like a gel pen, I used this. But yeah, I loved it in this pen. It goes good in the pen, and also the broad nib. I love this combination a whole lot. And then we have Diamine Pelham Blue, which I also loved, especially in this broad nib. I had that in I still have it here. The Diplomat with the broad nib. I loved it. Like all the little shading. I don't know that you saw that really. But yeah, this is another favorite. But I have a generous sample, so it's not one that I need to get, but also a generous favorite. And then for Miss Eve, we did Diamine Aqua Lagoon. This is the only one I picked beforehand. And this was also, I would say that this was a favorite as well. This is a really nice turquoise shade. I have a lot of turquoises and teals and things, so it's not one that I need, but it's one that I really liked a whole lot. And then Van Diemen's Elizabeth Violet Eyes. In this pen, when I was writing with it, it was kind of dry, and I don't know if it was the pen or the ink, so I'm going to try the ink in what I have left of the ink in another pen. This is also another pen I didn't get a super good fill on, so I have ink left, just to see what it works with, or just to see what it writes like in a pen that I know has a super wet nib. The Mnemosyne I put it in is not one that I've used a whole lot recently, so it's not one that I remember like how it actually writes, so it wasn't good enough to like to make a formal decision. But I love the shade of purple. It's beautiful. I mean, I have 100 purple inks, so it's probably not one that I need, but it's beautiful. And that's from Pen from Melissa. I don't think that I've been saying Anonymous Ms. Turtle. This is from Casey. This was from our anonymous benefactor. This is from Casey again. I spelled her name wrong. This was from Sarah and Eve. I did this for Eve's birthday. Pen from Melissa. Diamine Autumn Oak from Pen from Carolyn. I love this one too. Like all the shading. This is going to be a good one for fall. I can't wait to like get this in a pen. I mean, it's in a pen, but I can't wait to like get this in a pen in the fall. And I have Ancient Copper, which I know is a completely different ink, but I don't think that I need to get a bottle of this one quite yet. But it is gorgeous, and I love it. And then we have Monteverde Erinite from Pen Friend Robert, which is this beautiful bright green. This was a super fun one to work with as well. And I love all the shading. Like, I guess I'm like in a shading phase because I love the shadier ones were my favorite. And then Lavender Shiraz is also a favorite, but you can't get it, so I'm not even gonna bother like marking it as a favorite because it's not one that you can get. But beautiful. Like, this is totally a color that I live. And this is also one of Ms. Turtle's favorite inks, which makes sense as to why I like it, because we tend to like a lot of the same inks. My gold page. Although this one looks a little more green. This is the Diamine Golden Sands. This is after I filled the pen and had the 2 pens that I tried it in and had problems with it. I cleaned those pens out and I dumped the ink back into the vial and then filled my TWSBI Go, and that was a much better combination. I should have just gotten this pen from the start, but it was cleaning in the other room and I was lazy and didn't want to go get it. So this ended up being a really great combination. And then we have Kyono Oto Yamabuki Era. This is from Penfriend Carolyn. And then from Penfriend Sandy, we have the Kyono Oto Yamabuki Era, which is also, like, I have no business liking these yellowy, greeny inks, but these were great both days. Like, I was not sad about having them next to each other or anything. Yeah, they were great. And again, shading. And this one has the shimmer. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Some shimmer. I love shimmer. Speaking of shimmer, we have Van Diemen's Azure Kingfisher. I had this in the stub, and that is a juicy, juicy stub. And I love this one too. This is the one I didn't have. I like used up almost the whole sample just filling the pen. This is one that I'll revisit though. And then we have Schaefer Purple, which is also another beautiful purple ink. It's like one of those like workhorse staple yarns inks that is just like amazeballs. So I'm probably gonna have to get some of this at some point too. I have Waterman Tender Purple, that was a gift from Ms. Turtle, and I have Waterman Serenity Blue, but you know, it's good to have options, especially like for pens that are giving you trouble. Speaking of, that additive pens that I originally put the Golden Sands in that was giving me so much trouble, I cleaned it out again. I think I told you guys this. I cleaned it out again, soaked the nib for a couple days, and then put Serenity Blue in the pen, and it writes perfectly now. So I don't know if there was just stuff stuck in the feed or what, but that additive pen, excuse me, that additive pens is working just fine now. But yeah, like I said, it's good to have options for those pens that are giving you trouble. And I loved this in the Lamy. Can't believe it took me 26 days to use a Lamy. And then, oh, this is my absolute favorite. Like, if I decided to buy a bottle of ink right now, this is the one that I would get. Actually, I might just do that anyway. I'm gonna get a bottle of this one. This was my absolute favorite ink from the whole month. As great as all the other inks are, this and Gunpowder Tea. Like, if I could get bottles of these, that's what, look how good they look together too. Oh my goodness. Yes. So this I can get. I can either order it directly from Australia, or I can special order it from Pen Chalet and get it whenever it comes in. I don't know which route I'm going to go. I don't know that it matters either way. The shipping will be a little better if I buy it in the States, but I don't know how long it will take either way. So, and then they're not making this ink at the moment. So I'm signed up on their notification list. If you liked any of the Birmingham inks that were featured here, go to the Birmingham Pen Company website and sign up to be notified when they're in stock, because I think that's how they decide what inks to make in what order, based on what people want. So yeah, so if you liked any of the inks that you've seen here, or in anybody else's 30 Inks 30 Days, go sign up on their website so you can be notified when it goes in stock. You're not guaranteed to get it, but you get an email that says it's in stock, and then you can go click the link and go attempt to buy it. I signed up for, I think it's Tarnished Nickel, and that was gone before I even got to the website the last time I went and tried to order Birmingham inks. which was the last video that I did of Birmingham inks. I think I got like 6 of them, but 5, 6, something like that. But this is one that's on my list now. And then we have Noodlers Texas Navy. I loved this ink and this pen. This is a gorgeous blue. Yeah, I just love the shade of this blue. And the ink and the pen were both super wet. Again, I don't know which is which, but yeah, it's beautiful. And then we have our ink from Nib Nerd, and it's beautiful. So we have our ink from Nib Nerd, the classic lavender black, and I have to do my day 30 here. I haven't done that yet. I thought I had before I did this recap, so I'll do that and then I'll come back with what I have. But and this was the platinum classic lavender black. This was super fun to just watch the ink change as I wrote with it. Like, it's so fun. It was, people in the comments said it was mesmerizing, and that's the perfect word. So let me go ahead and do my day 30, and then I'll come back and show you how that worked out. It's even still drying, so you get the first sneak peek before I post it to Instagram. I also forgot to post my yesterday to Instagram, so we're gonna have a double whammy today. But yeah, so the quote I used for today is "Love cures people, both the ones who give it and the ones who receive it." And the Rock Your Handwriting prompt was your July goals. My biggest goal for July is no buy July. I'm not buying anything pen or ink or paper or stationery related for the whole month. I did this in April. April was a no buy, and it was pretty successful, and then I went off the rails in May and June. So we're gonna go back on the no buy and just be more responsible with our money and not buy all the things and use what I have and just enjoy what I have. I'm taking this a month at a time. My birthday is in October, so my goal is actually to no buy until October. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what I'm shooting for, or at least no, like, low buy. Yeah, because I don't want to spend August and September like buying all the things is essentially what I need to keep myself from doing. But I also need to just like reset myself and not buy everything. Just because I want it doesn't mean I have to buy it. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I do have a couple of exceptions. I will still be purchasing the ink flight. That's like a channel related expense in my opinion, and I just love getting it. So I'm going to be doing that. And then if there are any limited edition TWSBIs that are released, I will purchase those as well if I like it. Like, I'm not going to buy it just to buy it, but if it's one that I am excited about, I'm going to get it, because I once paid way too much money for a TWSBI that was sold out, that was limited edition, and I don't ever want to be in that position again. So yeah, so if they come out with a new Eco or a new 580 or that Rainbow Vac, oh, I want that pen. I don't think that's due until later in the year, but if something like that comes out that I'm really excited about, that is an exception. And then I have one other exception that has been in the works since April that's not ready yet, so I already have stuff set aside for that. So those are my exceptions. I don't know if they'll be ready this month either, but that's like a permanent exception until it's done. So anyway, so yeah, so also I'd like to organize my ink and pen stuff. I've kind of like done a preliminary organization of that, and that's probably going to be a video in July. I'm showing you, it's going to be a video series actually in July and August and maybe September, and however long it takes to finish it up. I'm going to go through my ink spreadsheet, the bottled inks, and just go through my inks. I know that Chris has like a notebook where she, like an ink journal notebook sort of thing, where she catalogs her inks, and I know Turtle does the same thing. At Pickwick Turtle, she has like, she does like words, and she's been doing the her stuff for 30 inks and stuff like that. And I just want to have a notebook full of ink, like my thoughts on the ink. I haven't done reviews because I haven't figured out how I want to like format that, so I think that will sort of also help me kind of get into an ink review sort of brain while doing it. So I'm going to kind of break it up into different parts. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it, or like how many inks I'll do at a time, but I'm just going to go down the sheet and talk about the inks that I have and use them, and show you what I think about them. So that's like a use what I have, and it'll also help me get ready for September when I do bottled inks 30 inks 30 days. Maybe help me choose some of the 30. I definitely have way more than 30 bottles of ink, so excuse me, I don't know why I'm so burpy. Yeah, so I think that will be fun to help out, and maybe you guys can like leave feedback when I go through those, like, oh, this is an ink that you'd like to see for 30 days or whatever. So I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do all that, but that's a plan. And then also I have some comparison videos that I want to do. Obviously I'll have the ink flame unboxing. And yeah, I've got plans for videos, and maybe we'll feature some of these pen friend samples as well, because I would like to use them. There are some that I didn't pick that I really want to get in pens. So yeah, so we have stuff coming. Don't you worry, guys. It just won't be every single day, at least until September. And in case you're wondering, this is a Shakespeare A6 folio. I did an unboxing of it and basically put this notebook right in it. And then the first day that I had to get my 30 inks out, I was like, oh no, I can't find my notebook. Well, it's because I forgot that I didn't forget that I put it in here, but I was looking for my Hobonichi cover, not this. And I love having it in here. This leather feels amazing, if leather is a thing that you enjoy. And yeah, I love it. So let's go ahead and do a quick flip through of our quote book, because I love that and I think that's important. I never finished the cover page, so I think I'm just gonna write it in there and just be done with it. But yeah, so here's our quote pages. I really love how this ink looks on this cream paper. It's interesting to me how different like some of the inks looked on the cream paper versus the white paper. But yeah, and I already went through like which ones are my favorite, so I'm just gonna leave this here a little bit so you can look at it. If you want to, pause and reread it. I like this one too. Ugh, I love that so much. I love how this page, I think the spread in this book is my favorite. Just the way they're both like kind of like muted colors. I love that shimmer ink. I don't know if you can see, but there is kind of like a little haze of, I don't know if you call it sheen, but a little something. I love this spread too. The purpley and the blue. God, I love that ink. And here we go. Here is our last 2 days. I love how dark this ink looks in the extra fine nib, but how light it actually is. It's really pretty. So yeah, so there's that, and then I'll flip through this real fast because I can. And this notebook was a gift from Casey, aka Tattooed Cat, and I have enough that I can do. When I do September, I could probably do something in here. This might be my notebook for September because I don't have enough in this one to do another 30 inks 30 days. So I'm either gonna have to get another one, or yeah, we'll see. I like doing this though. I like having this. But yep, here is our day. good sheen on that one. These spots like, oops, these spots like just look black. It's so dark. Ooh. Ooh. I got some good sheen on that one too. I didn't even realize that's the one that had the haze of sheen when I laid it down an extra bit, but look at that splat. This one, it actually does look black, not lavender. You could see a little lavender right there, but and that's the end. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you to Creepy Nibs for this notebook. Thank you to Casey for this notebook. Thanks to all of you for all the generous inks that you have sent me. Like, this was a blast, and I hope that you guys had as much of a blast as I did. So thanks for watching this recap. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to give it justice yesterday, but look how fat this thing is getting. I have like maybe like 4 pages left, I think. Anyway, so yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here for 30 Inks 30 days. I will see you again for 30 Inks in September when I do bottled inks. If you want to play along, that's what I'm going to be doing. You don't have to, but if you choose to, that's awesome. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for sending all the inks. I shouted out everybody in the last video because I wasn't sure that I was going to do this, but yeah, if you were kind enough to send me ink, thank you so much, because you definitely didn't have to. And I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. So thank you guys so much for being here, for watching, for liking, subscribing, commenting, for just being here at all. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I love you.